Hi everyone, my name is Deborah, a tutor at Top Notch Coding Center. It's a place where we learn how to code and how to use the technology that is in place. We offer training services. We train both children and adults into code and to usage. With the children, we're having two packages. We're having Scratch Junior and then Scratch Intermediate. When I talk about children, I'm meaning children from 7 years to 10 years. Okay, those are the ones we are defining as children. So basically, Scratch Junior is, we introduce them to coding, but in a more user-friendly way, child-friendly way. It is basically animations, but in those animations, we introduce all the principles, but using animations. Now, for what we take as the adults, they're not really adults, but from the ages of 12 upwards or 11 upwards, depending on a child's cognitive ability, we introduce them to real code writing. So basically, we have, at that point, we introduce them to the front end. The front end is what you see. For example, if you have a mobile phone, that icon you see when you turn it on, those icons you see, if you have a WhatsApp app on your phone, when you tap it, the way it looks and the way it keeps on changing, that's what you call the user interface. Or if you remember how Facebook used to look like those days and now it looks like right now, the look and the feel is the user interface. So what happens is that the user interface is the front end, what you see. So we introduce them to the front end. The front end is inclusive of HTML. HTML is the simplest language anyone can ever learn. So we introduce them to that simple language. And then the HTML is the language of the browser. So any browser, when I talk about browser, I mean Edge, Chrome, all those browsers. That's the language they use. So HTML, we introduce them to HTML. Those ones who have mastered HTML can now advance to JavaScript. JavaScript is like the reasoning behind the beautiful picture you see. So without JavaScript, it would be very beautiful but non-functional. Okay, so we introduce them to JavaScript and then they start having a page that is interactive. You send a message, they respond, things change, colors change. That is JavaScript. We introduce them to the reason behind the beautiful picture you see. Then when they have mastered that point, then we introduce them to a framework. We introduce them to frameworks, but at the moment we are doing React. So we introduce them to React.js. React is a framework of JavaScript. So we keep on making it more advanced. So when they learn React now, they are at a different level. So from React, there is something called TypeScript. It is a very short package. So from that point, when we are sure you have mastered, we actually do quizzes, we engage them, we assess level of understanding, we do projects, and then we are sure you have mastered, then we can onboard you to the open source programs. We are having a number of open source systems where people are free. People from all over the world are free to contribute. You contribute, but your contributions are assessed until they realize that they are of their level, like they fit into their system. Then by the time we lay our hands off you, your contributions have been accepted and you're a member of a community that is coding. Okay? And these communities are global. So that's when now that's for the front end. For the back end, we introduce them to languages of the back end. We have, at the moment, we are so engrossed into Java. I know many people find Java quite tough, but our students, we have broken it down for them to a level that they really, really appreciate Java. We introduce them to Java. Those ones who are interested in Python, we do Python. We do a language of their choice, depending on the cohort. So I'll talk about the cohorts. And then we introduce them to the database management. I know you guys have heard of at least the word database as you do your work. So introduce them to MySQL, those so many databases. Then after, we also introduce frameworks. Frameworks make a language easier to use. So we introduce them to frameworks. Then from the frameworks, we onboard them. Now, the back end takes a bit of a longer time. From my experience, well, the front end might take up to 7 months for someone who is serious. Like in 7 months, you can be in position to join an open source system. For the back end, it could take you up to a year, or a year and 2 months. But by the time that period is done, you're really good. Like by the time we lay our hands off you, we are sure you're going to represent, like you're going to do wonderful things. So from that point, we keep on monitoring. Our contributions are all public. Like you contribute, and then we have repositories. They're all public. So we keep an eye on what you're doing. First of all, we have expert instructors. Our trainers are experienced professionals with real-world industry knowledge, committed to helping learners succeed. Now, the other reason you should pick us is we have hands-on learning. So we focus on practical and project-based training to ensure our students build real coding skills that are job ready. Now, what do we mean by this? We give our students a lot of projects to work with. And even when they are done, when we feel that we are satisfied with what they do, we still onboard them to a real system where they contribute and their contributions are recognized. So our program is beginner friendly, and it is also suitable to those who are trying to advance their careers in coding. So beginner friendly, what do we mean? We mean we teach people from scratch. We take on people who have never written a single line of code. And by the time the 9 months have gone, they are now at a level where we are satisfied, where they can contribute meaningfully to other systems. And then those who come when they have experience, because not all our students come at zero. There are those who have experience, but they have not yet mastered the art. We teach them to master the art, the skill, the coding skill. By the time their period is done, their coding period is done with us, they're now masters in coding. So our services are both affordable and value-packed. We are charging a very small fee. We are charging a fee of 200,000. That's roughly $52 for 16 sessions, 16 hours. So that figure we chose to charge a small figure so that we can get as many people enroll as possible. We want people to learn how to code. At Top Notch Coding Center, we do not just teach coding, but we build tech careers. So join Top Notch Coding Center today and take the first step towards a rewarding tech career. Enroll now and unlock your potential with expert guidance, real-world skills, and a community that supports your growth.